Today it is Tuesday, July 21st. The year is 2020. And I'm sitting here looking at some documents somebody sent me, trying to switch my insurance to a cheaper policy. We'll see how this goes. I've been on Geico insurance for years, and it seems like Geico just kept getting higher and higher and higher. I haven't had a car accident, a wreck, or a ticket in years, and I couldn't figure out why my insurance policy just kept going higher and higher and higher. So I decided to call a friend of mine who owns an insurance company, let him check around and see if anything he can do for me. It just makes you wonder what could be achieved. So now they said they got a quote from me on to hear this mess. So I figured my cup of coffee. Now I figured I'd finish my cup of coffee, then you get some more coffee and call and listen to the hell they talking about. But anyway, vacation time. So I was online looking at some vacation destinations. I was actually looking at Jamaica, as they have some good deals, in Punta Cana in Dominican Republic. I know, traveling in a pandemic, but the prices are very cheap. I didn't get as far as looking at the flights in and out of these areas. I can imagine the flights are few and far in between. So I figured if we go down there, we're going to be sitting there for a minute, for at least 7 to 10 days, because it's going to get there and then get a flight out. It's safe to get out of there. But in the midst of me looking at all this stuff, the Bahamas announced that they are no longer letting Americans in there. So I thought about it and I said, I better be careful trying to book something, because I have a sneaky suspicion that if the Bahamas is banning, the Bahamas banning Americans is significant, because Americans are the number one travelers to the Bahamas. That's their number one tourists. They get billions off of American tourists coming to the island, to the Bahamas. So if the Bahamas is no longer willing to take the risk of Americans coming in because of the COVID-19 crisis, I can imagine Dominican Republic, Jamaica, and a few other Caribbean islands are probably going to do the same thing. So I'm going to have to kind of hit the pause button on that for these tickets, and then we're trying to figure out how the hell we're going to get out of here. But there were some rules with Jamaica. You have to take a test, some type of test that they want you to take in 10 days before you travel, and test there when you arrive. And there's some you have to get a travel permit from the Jamaica something board of tourism. You can apply for that online. So I was looking at it. I haven't made up my mind, but like I said, when I saw yesterday with the Bahamas banning American tourists starting this Wednesday, they're not even going to accept flights from in and out of the United States. So might be stuck here in the good old U.S. of A. So if I do this, I was just trying to get a little vacation. So I guess if we're going to stay here, if we can't go to Jamaica or Punta Cana, which I would love to have gone to Punta Cana, because some of the resorts are very reasonably priced at this point. Like I said, the flights getting in and out of these destinations is my only concern. You can get a first class ticket for a reasonable price to get in. And this question is getting back to the mainland, how that would work. Then I thought about Puerto Rico, because that is part of the United States, and I don't know what's going on if Puerto Rico is under lockdown, or I'm going to have to do some research on Puerto Rico. If anybody knows anything about Puerto Rico, please let me know. And I guess the question I'm asking in this video is, what have you all been doing for vacation this summer? I've seen people in Florida, on my Instagram and Facebook. I've seen them in Florida. I've seen them in Vegas. In fact, I just saw one of my friends yesterday. He's out in Vegas. I guess he flew to Vegas. Some people just are traveling and doing what they want to do. And they have no concerns. And then there's some of us who are more cautious about what we're trying to do. So I wasn't going to try to go any place where there were high numbers of the COVID-19. That's why I was trying to go to a place like Jamaica or the islands where their numbers are relatively low. So that was my thought process. But I have a sneaky suspicion that Jamaica's probably going to do like Bahamas and ban Americans. You won't be able to go there either. Well, I keep listening to the news, and people I don't know why people seem to think that at some point in time, the COVID-19 crisis is just going to miraculously end. And I'm like, well, I'm listening to these people, and people really do think that this is going to end. And when I hear these Republicans saying that they want to reduce testing, as if that's going to help the situation any. They can reduce the testing down to zero. You're still not going to be able to stop people from being going to end up in the hospital with it. So what are you going to do about the people in the hospital? Just not let them in. Oh, you have COVID-19, so we aren't taking COVID-19 patients. So they can keep that at zero too. Just let people die out there on the street. Okay. I don't know what logic. I've never understood the Republican Party. I've never ever voted Republican. I've never seen a Republican candidate that I particularly cared for. I've never understood the chaos in the ignorance with the Republican Party. I think they're a bunch of racist, ignorant rednecks. Just my thoughts and opinions. But I know a lot of you all support these fools, which makes me question your intelligence. So, anyway, enough of them fools. Back to vacation. So, is either rent a cabin, which I would love to rent a cabin. It might be a whole lot cooler. I might have to do something. I gotta get out of Atlanta. This is about my second or third video about some type of vacation. But I'm gonna look again one more time. In fact, I think I was looking at Hotwire for some reason at Cancun. But I don't know what's going on in Cancun. What is going on in Cancun? That's what I was trying to figure out. I was on Cancun. My phone's been acting up something terrible. I don't know why. Maybe I need a new phone. I mean, this phone is just doing whatever it want to do. I just opened it up and it was on some page. I'm like, what the hell? How did I get on there? Anyway, let's see. From Atlanta to Cancun. And let's just say that we left on next Monday and came back on Saturday. Well, no, let's say Sunday. And came back to a whole week. Because today is the 21st. So we select those dates. And let's see what we find out in Cancun, Mexico. Cancun, Mexico. Let's see if anything's open down there. Is Mexico open for tourists? Would you travel out of the country at this point? And if you would travel out of the country, where would you go? You're still thinking. Hotwire is thinking like, this nigga crazy. These some good damn prices here. Reunion Palace, well, we stayed there before. They want $700, including airfare. $700 per person for a whole week. That ain't bad. Yeah, Reunion Palace. They really pushing that damn place. It's cheap. Live Aqua's $1,000. The Omni is only $669, but I know that's not. I don't think that. Oh, it's all inclusive too. Let's see. I'm looking for a good one. These prices there, they're $580, $427. Secrets is only $831, all inclusive. The prices are pretty reasonable. The Zalara is $1,000, all inclusive at Delta. That's a really nice hotel too. Let's click on that. Let's just see. $2,000 for two people. Ocean view, partial ocean view. That's fine. Let's see on the damn ocean view. Let's see. Okay, so let's go with this, and let's see if we can. Let's see what the airfare looks like. The hotel, the flights. Where are our flights out of Atlanta? Let's see. Oh, not bad. Spirit. They have they have the damn minds. That won't work. It doesn't look like there are any direct flights. Well, here's one with Delta. Leaving at 8:15, you get there at 9:43 for an additional $315 per person. That's direct. I think I'd rather do that. Pay an additional, so you're looking about $2,600 plus. But he said it's a direct flight. Versus Spirit has a flight leaving at 7:50 p.m., but you don't get there until 10 o'clock the next day. I'm not doing that. You miss a whole day of travel. Nah, I'd rather go with Delta. Non-stop leaves at 8:15 and arrives at 9:43. Let's click on that. But it's an additional $315. Rules and restrictions apply. And a lot of rules. Yeah, that price jumped. And actually, you can leave at 4 on the way back. That's fine. Here's a 125. Well, looks like the airport's not far. They got a couple of different flights out of Delta's got some bunch of non-stops. You got a bunch of choices all day long. There's a 1:30, there's a 2:30, get you there around 5:09, and so we'll go with that one. So it's not so bad. So altogether, to go to Cancun and stay at a 5-star hotel, this is Zalara, including the airfare now, you're looking at $2,700. And that is the Zalara Hotel, all inclusive. That's just one hotel. I might go back and choose another cheaper hotel if I decide to go down to Cancun. But first I gotta do some research and see what the hell is going on down there in Cancun. Is the coronavirus on tour down there too? Which I'm sure it is, but is it on the beach out there also? I have to find out exactly how bad everything is in Cancun. Interesting part is they have some really nice resorts for very reasonable prices. I know y'all probably thinking, well, it must be crazy. Yeah, I am a little crazy. I'm just dreaming right now. But it would be nice to go to the. I might look at some cheaper hotels, but I've always wanted to stay in that Hyatt Zalara. There's another hotel I always wanted to stay there too. I'll look at it. It doesn't hurt to look at it and see what if I could get something, airfare, everything included for $1,500 to $2,000. But on Delta, flying there and back, I don't have a problem with that. If it's, it's worth it. I don't see any whole bunch of rules, but I need to check into what Cancun is doing. I'm sure they're just not letting you Americans come down there with that coronavirus and run wild in their towns like they haven't done, like what's going on in Florida. Speaking of Florida, Disney just came up with a new rule today. If you go to Disneyland in Florida, I get them confused, Disneyland or Disney World, whichever it is in Florida, they want you to wear your mask at all times. So you cannot walk around the park with a drink in your hand, sipping on something with your mask off. They want you to park your ass and eat and drink and then get your ass up and put your mask back on. Now, I don't know. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of amusement parks, no mask or not. It's too damn hot. Me and Earl ain't been to a amusement park in Florida since the 90s. That's how long that's been. I don't have a desire to go down there and walk around in no Holly-ass park and them who wear masks on too. No way. We can forget that. So that's just my thoughts on it. I know some people are absolutely loving roller coaster ride. I ain't rode a roller coaster. I'm serious. I haven't been to an amusement park since the 90s, early 2000s maybe. I have no desire. And in all this heat, to wear that mask and walk around out there, no thank you. So, I don't know how to. This probably is a good time to go to a music park if you like that, because I'm sure the crowds are very minimal right in the damn places. So, I don't know. It could be crowded, but if I was going to go someplace, I'd rather take my chance in Cancun than Disney World any damn day. At least in Cancun, I can lay up on the beach. So, I am going to look into these prices at Cancun. If I disappear over the next few days, I'm down in Cancun. If y'all don't ever hear from us again, the coronavirus ate our asses in Mexico. So just keep that in mind. Oh, Walter get ate by the coronavirus in Mexico. I don't know why I told his ass not to go down to that damn Mexico. He really went to motherfucking Mexico. That nigga was crazy. Well, we shall see. Anyway, it is 10 o'clock in the morning. I got to get up to this BMW dealership. My car is in the shop. And, here, I can change the hotel. I was wondering how you can change the hotel to something cheap. Because I chose the Hyatt Zilara. That's one of the top hotels, just to see if I can find something cheap. But if I'm going to go down to Mexico and have to go through all that shit, these prices jumped just that fast. Well, they went up a little bit. Yeah, they jumped out their damn mind. I'm meant to play with these damn numbers. Hotwire would kind of, and actually there's another site that I prefer called Cheap Caribbean. I think Cheap Caribbean gets you better prices. This should have the nerve to go up. It jumped. It jumped a couple $100. I don't know how that happened that fast. I just wonder, are people traveling to these places like Cancun? Are they going? It makes you wonder. Anyway, I'll play with this. They got a Ritz-Carlton. They have some really nice resorts down there in Cancun. But I just wonder what to expect when you get down there. I'm sure it's probably the same. The beach, I'm sure it's all the same. A little bit nervous about traveling out of the country with something like this going on, though. But life goes on. Life goes on. Anyway, I will look more into that and let y'all know what I find. If you have any suggestions on what's a great place to go and travel, vacation-wise, inbox me. Or put me a message on my Instagram page, or my Instagram page, on my YouTube channel. Just give me your thoughts. Someplace without the coronavirus running wild, if that's even possible. I don't know if it is or not. Anyway, today it is Tuesday. It is July 21st, the year 2020, and I'm out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day.